But you're a week early. I was like, oh. Oops. At least I remembered.
Okay.
So Lisa, did she do that?
Yeah, and in my report, yeah. It's cheaper, I guess.
I'm sure.
She doesn't have to come here, but normally we won't.
Well, I am going to call to order the Berlin Township Board of Zoning Appeals for today, July 9th, 2026. And before we go ahead and start, I'm going to ask everyone, if you wouldn't mind, please silence your cell phones if you have done so. If you're planning on giving any testimony today as well, if you make sure you sign in as well. And before we start, if we could stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we start, I'd ask if you could call the roll for us.
Sure. Jason Acevedo.
Here.
Michelle Cook. Here. Larry Harmon. Aaron Cook.
Here.
Quinn Mackin. Stephen Anderson.
Here.
Jessica Kinsley. Here.
Great, thank you. So today, we are here, the purpose of tonight's meeting is to consider two applications that are in front of us. One is a continuance of BZA CU 26004, filed by William Beckpole, parcel number 418-110-01-022-000, and then BZA CU 26005, filed by Rockford Homes, parcel number 418-340-009-002-000 and 340-009-003-000. We're first going to hear the continuance. Before that we do that, I just want to make sure that the meeting was advertised accordingly.
It was advertised, yeah. It was posted online 2 weeks before the meeting.
What did you look at? What was it?
25th
June 25th. It was on,
and the letters were sent out.
was it posted on Facebook and the website on 25th?
Facebook was July 2nd.
Was something posted today on the website?
It's showing us today, but it was posted 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure why it's showing us today.
Okay, so July 2nd. Chris, is that okay?
July 2nd on Facebook. What date is today?
Today's July 9th.
I'd have to take a look at the exact goal, but it has to be 10 days in advance on social media, correct?
Zoning code, maybe they could just be long enough, but.
You can proceed with the continuance live right now.
Okay.
Is it okay if the letters and emails are sent out?
I would take that one.
And I'll ask for everyone here today, because our court reporter is actually transcribing the recording. So if you could speak loudly so we can hear you, that would be great. So we'll start off with the continuation of BZA CU 26004. The applicant here has requested a conditional use permit pursuant to section 24.16 of the Berlin Township Zoning Resolution to permit an expanded home occupation consisting of an appointment-only tattoo studio. I did want to remind the group here that this is a quasi-judicial public hearing, and The board will hear a presentation from the township staff relative to the continuation, and followed by any updates from the applicant, questions from the board, any public testimony, and then the board deliberation relative to this continuation. The burden of the applicant is to demonstrate compliance with the conditional use standards contained with the Berlin Township zoning resolution, and that's what we base our decision on. So just wanted to clarify that. All right, I'm going to ask staff if there's anything to present at this time, if you don't mind presenting that information.
Sure. Yeah, so I just completed a brief staff report on this. Thank you on the materials that the applicant sent in. So I'll skip to the staff summary page on page 2. So the previous hearing was held on June 18th. We continue to the next meeting to request the board. The board requested additional information regarding waste disposal requirements and regulations of the Delaware Public Health District related to body art establishments. And they also requested a copy of the Common Access Drive Agreement for review. So the applicant has provided 3 documents for consideration. The first document is this one right here. Is the Ohio Administrative Code, Chapter 3701-9, which summarizes the requirements for the operation of body art establishments under the Ohio Administrative Code, Chapter 3701-9. It outlines licensing requirements, sanitation standards, infection prevention procedures, employee training, record keeping, inspections, sterilization practices, patron consent requirements, aftercare instructions, and infectious waste disposal procedures. The next document is document 2, the Ohio Revised Code, Chapter 3730, which is the statutory framework for regulating tattoo and body piercing establishments in Ohio, and outlines requirements for approval through local health departments, compliance with sanitation inspection standards, training records, consent requirements, and enforcement authority for violations. And then document 3 is the Common Access Drive and Utility Maintenance Agreement. This agreement establishes a shared access and utility easement between adjoining properties and outlines responsibilities related to driveway maintenance, repairs, insurance requirements, liability, and dispute resolution. The agreement runs with the land and may only be modified through written consent of all parties. The staff did review the Common Access Drive Agreement and found no language related to use restrictions or zoning requirements, home occupations, or in-home businesses. It's limited to matters involving shared access, utilities, maintenance obligations, liability, and related easement provisions. It does not prohibit or regulate business operations on the property or impact zone approvals. In addition to that, the township did invite representatives from the Delaware Public Health Department here today to provide any information, answer any questions the board may have regarding health department review procedures, body art regulations, and infectious waste disposal requirements. And Shannon and Dakota are in the front row, so if you have any questions, ask them. But the rest of the staff report is the board considerations, same as last time regarding conditions.
And have these items been entered into the record that were provided by the applicant?
I can do that. So we could do the new staff report of Exhibit 3, I think. Audit 3. And then the Ohio Administrative Code would be Exhibit 4. And then the Ohio Revised Code would be Exhibit 5. And the Common Access Driveway Agreement would be Exhibit 6.
And I will ask the applicant at this time, are there any other items that you wanted to cover off on? Any other relative to the documentation?
Documentation of the
ask for, or any follow-ups from your perspective?
No, sir, I think that pretty much covers it. As far as any questions regarding like the health department standards and stuff like that, when they get to go to Shannon and August, they would actually have probably a better idea of exactly, what those standards would be.
Mr. Bethel, could you identify yourself yet for the record?
I'm William Bethel, I'm the applicant.
And do we need to swear them in?
I would go ahead and do it.
Do it again, okay.
Yeah, just do it forever.
We just do it, yeah,
Anybody who's intending to give testimony today, if you wouldn't mind getting sworn in, so just stand and.
Like us too.
Anybody who's giving testimony.
For the next case.
Yeah, even if it's for the next case, that's fine.
okay, raise your hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Thank you. All right, so I will then ask the board, what questions do you have, either for the applicant or the other officials here today that can give testimony relative to this continuance?
I know there was a question from some of the members in the audience about just hazardous waste and concerns with what would happen. I'm sure there won't be a lot of that considered, probably wouldn't be much, but there will be some, so how is he to dispose of that?
I'll let Dakota answer.
Okay.
I'm Dakota. And so there's
Could you
actually
give your last name and your
Oh, yeah.
address and where you work, please?
Dakota Roberts, address
You can just give your office address.
of 470 South Sandusky Street, Delaware Public Health District. Thank you. So there are a couple different options. Per the body art code.
And do you mind speaking up? Sorry, just 'cause it's hard to
Per
hear.
the body art code, he is permitted to dispose of his hazardous waste in a sharps container, double bagged, double wrapped, throw it away that way. There are other options though. He can have someone come out and dispose of it for him, and then he can also drop it off at either Columbus Public Health District. I know that they have a disposal area that they do for free. Unfortunately, we do not offer that yet, but there are a couple different ways for him to dispose of his hazardous waste.
Thank you.
I think one of the other concerns was just from the setup in the home and making sure it's up to standards for that type of business. Can you comment on what's required there and how is that regulated?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually went out and did a consult for him a couple weeks ago. He called me and asked me to come out, and I said absolutely. His space is not directly attached to his home where his family and him are living. So that was getting past step one. Step two is he capable of meeting every other portion of, code for the room itself? Are the floors, walls, and ceilings easily cleanable? Can they be sanitized properly? Are they smooth? And the answer is yes. Lighting-wise, we look at that as well. Do they have enough lighting, which I believe is 25-foot panels? I think it does, something close to that. And without even adding additional lighting, it did still meet requirements. But he even agreed to add more for when he was actually tattooing somebody. He has all the requirements for hand washing set up, so his own hand washing sink and an additional bathroom. That is typically the next step that is hard to get past, but he made both of them. He has experience and was working for a licensed tattoo shop in Columbus, so he meets that requirement as well. In addition to also having the certifications that are needed, such as bloodborne pathogens, first aid, and for us, we also require a certain amount of tattoos that were done to make sure that he knows how to actually tattoo properly. So he has that as well. He meets all the documentation requirements per us. Facility-wise too, his space is clean, it's big enough, and really the only thing that we are needing for our code is approval from zoning.
Thank you. Any further questions from the board?
Question for the applicant. Can you just remind us what your intended hours of operation are again?
Sure. So again, my name's William. I'm the applicant, and I typically work Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's my hours right now. I don't really plan on going any more than that. I like working weekends. I have a family. I have 2 small children. I like to spend time with them anytime I can. This is actually the reason I'm doing it, is to spend more time with them. So, yeah, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Great. Thank you.
Yes.
Can you cover your advertisement that you're going to have on the location?
Yeah, so I'm gonna limit my advertisement, just out of respect for my neighbors and people who have expressed any concern, not trying to step on any toes. What I would like to do is just have like a small, maybe like paper-sized sign in the parking area, just to let any clients who haven't been there before, that they arrive at the right place and that they're parking in the right spot. It wouldn't be really facing the road, it wouldn't be viewable from the road or the driveway. It would be pretty much on the building, I would say.
Will it be illuminated?
No.
Yeah, or just a reminder that signs are required for certain
Require permit.
separate permits are required. They do that.
What further questions from the board? So, waste, signage.
I actually would like to add one more thing. I don't know if it's relevant or not. I don't really plan on advertising this online at all. In theory, the only people who would be showing up at my house and my door would be very specific, limited number of clients. Again, I want to stress that I'm not trying to like put this on Google and advertise to the whole world where I live. This would be just, I don't know if that changes your opinion or not.
You said last time that you typically have 1 client per day.
I do, yes. So this is just because of the number of clients that I work with. I only work with people who are interested in large-scale projects. So I usually work from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the same client. So just 1 tattoo a day, and if it happens to end a little shorter, then I typically just get to go home a little early.
I don't know if there are any other questions from the board. Okay, if there are no other questions from the board, then I will ask from a public testimony perspective. I can open up the hearing at this point for any public testimony. If you want to give testimony, please let us know who you are, where you live, and then go from there. Any? Yep.
Kevin Lehman, 6756 Linda Lane, somewhere. I just wanted to get some clarification. And I've got an email from another neighbor that couldn't be here, if I can get to that too, but just clarification on the health department. So those items won't be able to be put in the donkey for pickup. It needs to be put in, you said, a double bagged and put in a container or something. I was trying to, he was talking that way and I couldn't hear you back there.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So they can be put into the regular trash. However, it's going to be put into a red, sharps container. So whenever you go to the doctor's office,
Right.
you notice a red sharps container.
Right, yeah.
They have the same exact thing. It is not anywhere close to what you would see, like weight-wise, for if you were at a doctor's office. But then that container would be put into a bag, double wrapped, and it could be put into as regular trash. But I would like to just remind everyone here that it is the same for every body art facility. So the ones that are in brick and mortar that you would see just out on downtown Delaware, downtown Sunbury, they also follow the same thing and are permitted to do so.
So Rocky fix that stuff up. And if they can see it in the container, they know it's what it is.
They wouldn't see it in a container, they would see a double wrapped bag.
So, and that was the one question I had, just how that would be policed, and I don't know, to make sure that it is done properly. And then you just talked about the signage, with you, on the signage, he said that it was gonna be only close friends and family. I don't understand why the signage would be needed if it's people that already know him and that's coming there. That was one concern, so. That was my concerns and issues I wanted to address, but I don't know if you want me to go on with the email that the gentleman sent me or want to wait on that.
Did the applicant send it to the township hall or to the zoning?
We didn't receive any.
We go.
No, it was a neighbor just gave it to me before I came and said, I can't make it tonight. He thought he was going to be able to make it tonight, and he wasn't able to. I can give his name, and he's the next door neighbor, so. But,
yeah, if you want to give, you've given your name, and I think if you want to say his name and say you're reading this email.
My name is Kevin Lane. I'm doing this for Tom Wyatt, which is a neighbor on the Linda Lane also. He was asking about, and please bear with me because I'm not educated on legal issues, so that might be the legal counsel barking at me here in a minute. But, so he was referring to the Berlin Township zoning resolution direct commercial uses for NCD and PCD, which he told me stood for Neighborhood Commercial District and Planned Commercial Office and District. And he referred to Articles 12 and 17 that limits the conditional use to preserve residential character, Section 24. Then he referenced precision auto zoning case, farm residential to PCD in 2026 shows that Berlin Township requires zoning for commercial uses, not conditional approval in residential zones, is what he's referring to. Again, this is all foreign to me, so Mr. Leon, Chris, I think is your name, wasn't it? So he might know these codes and know what he's talking about. Again, I'm a fish out of water with this stuff, so.
So what's that, I'm sorry, just in.
So he's referring to the NCD. Do you know what NCD? I'm not sure you do. NCD and PCD.
I don't know that is, but they were in commercial district.
Yeah, but he's referring to Article NCD and PCD districts, Articles 12 and 17, and then Section 24 is what he's referring to. And according to what he was reading in those, and he's an attorney, so in those items, it says that it limits conditional uses to preserve residential character, is what it says. And that's coming from the Berlin Township zoning resolution directs. And then the other one was about the precision auto zoning case. That showed that Berlin Township requires rezoning for commercial uses, not conditional approval in residential zones. So again, he just asked me to bring these up because he was planning on being here and he just at the last minute couldn't. So those were two items that he had, so I don't know how we can address those or how we can respond to those. If he wants, Chris wants to respond to them.
Yeah, so
Zoning staff here, what would,
Okay.
if you want to take that.
yes, this is a property zone farm residential FR1. So this is considered and allowed as a conditional use, expanded home occupation business under the FR1 district. Those are separate districts and would not apply.
So that's what I'm
NCD and
Pardon? What were the NCD and PCD?
Those are other zones that don't apply to this property. This is a FR1 zone, farm residential, which the use is a home occupancy, which is conditional use.
And just for purposes of the record, I don't disagree with staff's assessment.
Pardon?
For purposes of the record, I do not disagree with staff's assessment.
And then what about the one that he mentioned on the Berlin Township required rezoning from commercial?
Again, the staff addressed that. So those are separate zoning districts. This property is zoned FR1. The applicant is requesting permission to do something as a permitted use within that particular zoning district. So those two districts are not applicable to this particular request.
And also on the township website, it does show the different districts of where the property is zoned, correct?
Yes.
And for this permit, what applies to our zoning code is section 24.16. And that's-
24.16.
Correct.
I just want to give him something.
Yeah.
24.16 zoning code.
Which that talks about the conditional use components specific to a use in FR1 in this example. So, any other public testimony? Anyone else want to share information?
Excuse me, Mr. Lehman, did Mr. Wyatt give you his address?
It's he lives right next to it.
Oh, I'll just
I'm
get it.
6756, he has to be 67 something.
He's on Linda Lane, okay, thank you.
And he gave that last time he was in.
He was here, yeah.
He testified last time.
I just want to make sure it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
WYATT.
Do you want to take a copy of the email that he gave?
Oh, yeah, can I get,
I wrote it all over down.
I can take a picture of it, just,
Is that okay?
or you can
She takes a
forward it
picture.
to her, to the,
Forward to who?
so,
You can forward it to me.
yeah.
Okay.
Zoning inspector at berlintwp.us.
Zoning inspector at what?
Berlin
Okay.
TWP.us.
Okay. If there is no other public testimony at this time, then I am going to close the public testimony portion of the hearing relative to this continuance. And then I am probably going to ask for a short recess for the board for a moment, and then we'll deliberate relative to this. Okay? All right, so, counts for a second, and then we'll go ahead and start. All right, so I did want to just go over what the procedure is for a conditional use permit in terms of evaluation relative to our BZA and the use permit for 25007. So in addition to the specific requirements for conditional uses specified by district regulations, proposed conditional use shall meet all the following requirements. 1, the use is in fact a conditional use established under the district regulations. 2, uses of such nature and will be designed, constructed, operated, maintained so as to be harmonious and appropriate with the existing or intended character of the general vicinity, and that use will not change the essential character of the same area. 3, the use will not pose discernible hazard to existing adjacent uses. 4, the use will be served adequately by essential public facilities and services such as highways, streets, police and fire protection, drainage structures, refuse disposal, water and sewers, and schools. 5, the use will not involve uses, activities, processes, materials, equipment, or condition of operation that will be detrimental to any person's property or general welfare by reason of excessive production of traffic, noise, smoke, fumes, glare, or odors. And 6, the use will be consistent with the objectives of this zoning resolution and the comprehensive land use plan. So that's the evaluation. That said, from a deliberation perspective, from a board overall, do we have a motion from anyone on the board?
Yes, Steve Anderson, I would move the board to approve the application number CU-26-004, conditioned on applicant's continued compliance and adherence to all regulations of the Delaware County Health Department. I'll second.
Do we have a motion to second? Was that a motion to second?
There were no further conditions, right? No. Okay, Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mrs. Cook? Yes. Ms. Kinsley?
Yes.
Mr. Acevedo?
Yes. So on conditional use BZA CU 26004, the motion is approved. And I will just share again, if you want signage or anything like that, that is a separate permit that you would have to go through. So this is not an approval for signage.
Yes, thank you, appreciate it.
Sure. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on, we will now hear BZA CU 26005 filed by Rockford Homes, parcel number 418-340-09-002-000 and 418. Oh, wait, before I go into that,
Yes,
did you move that?
we do have an issue.
Yes.
Since it was only posted to social media on the 2nd, and again, looking at my dates, I lose my dates. It would have to be at least 10 days before the hearing. And so today is what, the 9th? So theoretically, it should be posted until at least the 12th.
So technically, it does not comply with the notice requirements, so I would suggest that we continue it, unfortunately.
Could have told me that.
I know, and if I knew about it, I probably would have, but, you know, apologize to the applicant or whatnot. I know that this would be a whole controversial project, but that is the technical requirement in terms of notice, so
Okay.
make sure that we satisfy that.
All right, so we will need to get the continuance. We'll need to land on a date, so let's do that now for when we can do the continuance. And go from there.
It's not a continuance, right? It would be just.
Actually, it's not a continuance. It's,
We're setting a new date.
And it should be at least probably 3 weeks out because of notice requirements.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I would say let's
Yeah,
figure out sometime
next.
next.
Notice requirements, yeah.
Yeah, let's figure out sometime next month. Unfortunately, sorry.
Is that a big of a problem?
We are on hold until this is approved for any inspections through Delaware County.
Okay. So that's up to you guys. I mean,
Maybe 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, with the minimum time, like
maybe 10 days.
10
So
days, 10
you can
days.
post it on social media. I mean, if you set the date, I mean, you could theoretically post it tomorrow. I would think.
I'm not around until, not that it's just about me, but I'm back in town the week of the 22nd and available the following week, so.
What about the
This month.
23rd?
What's that?
The 23rd, is that 2 weeks?
Thursday, the 23rd.
23rd is 2 weeks from today.
23rd is 2 weeks.
But if it's posted tomorrow, that'll still be less than 2 weeks, right?
Well, this
No,
is
10
10
days, 10 days.
10 days, okay.
And it's all good with that.
You guys get
The notices out.
You guys get it posted tomorrow? Yes.
And the signs that we posted, I believe do they have the date on them? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Can we just?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just put a new date on it.
Just copy paste the date on it.
Okay.
We have.
Use the same time.
Same
Same
time,
time,
just
just-
change it to the 23rd.
Yeah.
Just
Put 2-3 over the night.
For my wife.
23rd. So,
Yeah, that works, yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Yes.
I would be available on the 23rd for myself.
So I'm good for the 23rd.
Yeah, does that work? Okay,
23rd is
so
fine.
we'll just put it on that date.
So July
At 7
23rd,
p.m.
7 p.m. And are there anything else that we'd have to cover off on then for that?
I am gonna have to send a request out. It is my anniversary, we'll be there. I thought we were leaving the next day, we're leaving that morning. But I'll have somebody come.
Sorry for that.
No, that's okay.
All right, so we will not hear BZA CU 26005 today. And we'll hear that on July 23rd at 7 p.m. date defined. Okay.
Thank you.
As far as other business then, do I have a motion to approve BZA minutes from 6/18/2026?
So moved.
Okay, second?
Seconded.
Ms. Kinsley? Yes. Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mrs. Cook? Mr. Acevedo?
Yes. If there's no other business, then I would make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded, if it needs a second.
Okay. Hearing is now concluded for Berlin Township zoning board of appeals. Thank you.
How's it going?
Pat.
Yeah, I'm Pat.
All right, Jessica
Pat Myers,
Kinsley.
nice to meet you.
Congratulations, great
Thank
to
you
meet
very
you.
much. How you doing? I'm the new administrator. I just wanted to stop by and say hi and get a chance to meet everybody. You know.